Recently, according to reports, the Grom missile was deployed for the first time in the SVO zone. Kharkiv Mayor Igor Terikov specifically reported this on his Telegram page, calling the missile an atypical weapon. The missile strike was carried out on one of the enterprises of Ukraine's military-industrial complex, which is located in Kharkiv. Many believe that Grom is a hybrid of a missile and a guided aerial bomb, which is what distinguishes it as atypical. This is not completely accurate. There are two Groms. One is a missile, while the other is a gliding aerial bomb fitted with a UMPK module. The family of these munitions was first introduced nearly 10 years ago at the International Aviation and Space Salon MAKS 2015. At the time, they displayed mock-ups of promising products that would be developed over the next several years. The Aerospace Forces and Navy now have two types of new ammunition in their arsenals: the Grom 1 guided missile and the Grom 2 precision gliding aerial bomb. The Grom 2 has more destructive power because it uses a high explosive fragmentation warhead instead of a rocket engine. The Grom 1 missile's warhead weighs 315 kilograms. The Grom 2 gliding aerial bomb's warhead weighs 480 kilograms. These munitions' modular design is based on the KH-38, a short-range multi-purpose missile. Initially, the missile was designed to strike surface targets. However, after assessing the new munition's potential, the range of tasks it could solve was quickly expanded. Grom 1 and Grom 2 can now hit all ground targets, including fortified objects and armored vehicles in motion, in addition to warships. The ammunition's design features include the fact that, depending on the combat situation and the targets chosen, bombs and missiles can be equipped with different homing heads as well as different warheads, significantly expanding the range of combat use possibilities. The Grom airborne munitions are carried by Su-34 frontline bombers, Su-35 fighters, and Su-57 fifth-generation fighters. However, the Grom 1 can also be deployed from the Ka-52 attack helicopter. At the Army 2024 Forum, the KH-38 missile was shown for the first time in the Alligator arsenal. It is worth noting that the KH-38 family of ammunition is modular. The guidance of all modifications is combined. On the marching section, the missile or aerial bomb is controlled inertially, and on the final trajectory, it switches to homing. There are four types of ammunition: KH-38ML, with a laser homing head; KH-38MK, with GLONASS satellite navigation; KH-38MT, with thermal imaging homing; and KH-38MA, with an active radar homing head. High explosive fragmentation, incendiary, cluster, and volumetric detonation warheads are used, along with air detonation, to increase the impact's effectiveness on the target. The detonation takes place at a height of 6 to 12 meters, with the optimal height determined by the built-in sensor, Grom-D. According to open sources, the Grom 1 missile's maximum range varies by altitude and can reach 120 kilometers. The Grom 2 glide bomb has a maximum drop range of 65 kilometers, allowing the carrier to avoid most military air defense systems, including medium-range systems. Both the missile and the gliding bomb have a flight speed of around 300 meters per second, indicating that they are subsonic. The guidance system has a relatively high resistance to enemy electronic countermeasures. The only sure way to disable the guidance system is to physically destroy the munition with air defense systems, which, as the combat use of Gromovs has demonstrated, is unrealistic. Grom is a Russian air-to-surface weapon with a pair of pop-out wings that give it an extended standoff capability, and it comes in powered and unpowered forms. Even though the Grom in the footage and images is in pieces, some believe that the markings visible and the general dimensions of the remnants line up with what is known about a specific powered export variant of the weapon known as Grom E1. KH-38M features 4 wings fixed to the missile's fuselage and tail fins at the rear. Batowski in his book quotes the head of KTRV, Boris Obnasiv, who explained that, using the KH-38's airframe, the company added the pop-out wings and partially changed the design to produce the weapon now known as Grom. Batowski then describes Grom as having a module that contains long, folding wings attached under the body and an extendable empennage. In other words, Grom is an extended-range adaptation of the powered KH-38M missile that has been designed with a module that gives the weapon a folding wing to allow it to travel farther distances. The Grom's exact performance and technical specifications are difficult to come by, as well as when it may have entered service, which is broadly believed to have been sometime in the 2010s. Variants of the missile do exist. Published details in this respect can be used to get a better idea of how the family of weapons operates. But it's important to note that these are brochure figures, and it is unclear how accurately they represent real-world performance. It will be interesting to see if these weapons begin showing up in larger numbers. And while it's too soon to make any distinct conclusions about their use, they do underline the fact that Ukraine's ever-improving air defenses are making Russian tactical air power rely heavily on standoff weapons, of which Russia is not known to have massive stockpiles.